Yes, yes, yes. Oh, wait. Lights. Okay, I'm really here. I'm sorry. All right, everybody. Today's the day. It's May Day. May 1st. As you can see, I'm in my Orange County / San Fernando Valley gear. I got on sweatpants and a polo shirt. Like I'm about to go sell cars for a living. Well, welcome to May 1st. I can't believe we made it. That was April 2020. This pen didn't make it. April 2020, one of the craziest months we've ever had, but at least we had it together. So thanks for joining me today. Let's get right into it, man. Today, we want to talk about Michigan protesters. We want to talk about Orange County. We want to talk about Biden. But I want to start with the Orange County. Dude, Orange County. Because this has been beautiful weather here in LA. Beautiful weather here in California. So you had thousands of people at the beach this weekend in Orange County. Not so much in Los Angeles County, but Orange County, they're like, yo, live free or die. Plus we got the blood of Jesus. Plus the fact that Gavin Newsom's a Democrat means that we should always do the opposite of what he says. I feel like those are the factors, because I can't figure out why, for the life of me, you would go out and do this when there is, once again, a contagious virus with no known cure. This makes me think back to, well, not think back, but think to the future. How is it going to be? There's going to be like little coronavirus outbreaks all around. That's how it's going to be now. It's like it's in our psyche. So when they go, oh, there's a breakout in whatever, you know, this water park or this place had a coronavirus breakout, and then the one guy that got it is going to have to go back and look and realize, oh, I went to this restaurant, I went to this place, I went to this school, because generally it's the 7 to 10 days before you start to show the symptoms that you are most likely to transmit the disease. So I don't understand this whole let's go to the beach because Gavin Newsom said don't do it, therefore we should go do it, even though there is a, once again, contagious virus with no, okay. I know, Christopher, you're on your high horse again. You're talking logic and shit. These people don't believe in science, they believe in God, and I understand that. I understand. What did we end yesterday on? We ended yesterday, because somebody came knocking at the door. I was talking about the racist fools who believe in white supremacy or black supremacy or any supremacy of one race over the other races. 100% bullshit. And then we got to talking about how, you know why, I mean, there's many reasons why it's bullshit. But the first reason is because nobody's 100%. Okay? So if you're not 100%, you can't go out there and be mad at other people for not being 100%. You follow what I'm saying? Just because you got the genes and you look like you're from East Germany doesn't mean that you are. Like, nobody's 100% unless they are inbred. That's what we were saying yesterday. That all stemmed from a bit that I had. I used to have a bit about white supremacists, and you know, I don't really care for them. But the bit was about how do they know if they're kicking the right people in the face. That was, okay, let's just paraphrase it for you. So then after a show, I had somebody come up and go, you know, the white supremacists don't think that Jews are white people. And I was like, get out of here. How can you not think that? Look at me. You see this face? White boy. Okay? People don't confuse, not Jewish. You see? You look at Seth Rogen, Jewish, not white boy. See, it don't make any sense, bro. I would have told my agent years ago to put me up for Jewish roles in addition to white boy roles if I had known that they were separate. But when you think about a stoner white dude, you think about Seth Rogen. You don't think about a Jewish stoner white. Like, it don't make any sense. That's a white dude. That's my point. Jonah, that's a white dude. Like, it's... That's my point about the racists. How do they know who they're kicking in the face, if they know that they're kicking the right people in the face? Okay? That was my point. And then it got into this whole, well, you know. And I just thought, that is bizarre. How can you not think Jewish people are are white people, bro? Well, first off, when you talk about Jewish, you're talking about three different things, bro. There's the people, there's the religion, and then there's the country, you know? So you gotta let us know what part of it you hate. Oh, is it the people? Is it the religion? Is it all three? Is it a combination? You gotta let us know. You don't like New York, right? Are you talking about Schenectady? Are you talking about the Bronx? You know, you got to be a little more specific with your ignorant hate, I guess. Or maybe it's a little more, it's not, I guess it's not as ignorant as it is now because they claim to have charts and all this and that, but come on, bro. Racism is out. And speaking of racist dudes, I don't know why this segues so perfectly, but in Michigan, these armed protesters with the AR-15s and the rifles and the you know the guys. You know the guys. Okay? Those guys, they stormed the Capitol with their guns on and everything, screaming at the congressman and everything, because they don't like the lockdown. Really? Like you had Congress people tweeting from inside the building like, I'm frightened. I'm afraid these guys are going to start shooting. I'm happy that our captain at arms is... Like, dude, now you're instilling fear. Okay? Now your Second Amendment right is trampling on somebody else's rights. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't go and just bully people because you got the gun. Although apparently the guns work, because if you contrast those protests in Detroit with the protests for, let's just say, the pipeline in North Dakota, with rubber bullets, gas, just straight up beating people up, you know what I mean? Like, I guess it's different. Or maybe it's because it's brown versus white, you know what I mean? Because these guys that are armed are white guys. Who knows the difference? But there's definitely a difference in the way that protesters are treated around the world, you know? And so I guess it's showing up with AR-15s in camouflage helps keep your protest peaceful. But I guess that the part that bothers me is that these guys are picking and choosing what parts of the Constitution they want to believe in. Okay? They claim to be constitutionalists. They claim the Second Amendment gives them the right to carry this rifle and make you fearful for your life. Okay, but later in the Constitution, actually before that part of the Constitution, we start talking about representation on the state level. So you know the law on this side about your gun rights, but you don't know the law on this side about representation of the people and voting and going through the channels. You don't understand this part, you just understand this part. That's, I guess, what makes me angry. Is like, what an idiot, but you're an idiot with a gun, so we all have to like act like we care, or you'll shoot us. Because that's what you know. I mean, and that's what they're saying. Like, don't make any mistake about it. When Trump tweets out, like, oh, support from, he's saying shoot him. You know, he was going to pardon the Gabby Giffords shooter. You guys remember him talking about that on his campaign trail? Well, you know, some people just get angry at their politicians. Bro, you can't, I mean, who are we? We're America. I guess we, you know, who are we to talk about shooting politicians, right? Because I guess it's just a nom de plume. But it just seems weird that these dudes in Michigan go up there and that's stomping on somebody else's rights, bro. You don't like being cooped up in your house. These guys don't like having fucking rifles pointed at them. Even if you're operating in a safe manner, and there definitely are not. Now, there's plenty that are with it properly down, but these dudes walking around with it like this, with the fucking fingers on the trigger. Why is your finger on the trigger if this is a peaceful protest? Nobody's trying to kill you. You're just out there bullying people with your gun. It makes me angry because all the responsible gun owners, right? Or we should call them responsible gun owners, you know, to speak up. Man, the NRA don't represent the gun owners of America. That is horse shit. Ask anybody that really has a gun. Okay? Do they want to go and take it to the Capitol? And no. No, they would keep it locked up in a chest until somebody comes knocking on their door in the middle of the night. Mistakenly. Or... I think about that dude in like Georgia that somebody knocked on his door for help and he shot her through the door because he was scared because, you know, she was an unarmed black teenager. You know, shit like that. Like, that's what gives the guns the bad name. You know, guns don't know who they're shooting, right? Bullets don't know. They're just doing their job. They don't know if it's a 4-year-old or an unarmed suspect or a cop. Or they don't know. That's what bullets are made for. They're made to not know. They're made to not care. And they only work when they're being shot. Like, that's what I'm saying. Guns are made to kill people. There's no other reason to have them around. I don't know why I got off on this crazy tangent, but that's it. People are like, oh, no, it's for... I go, no, dude, it's meant to kill. Okay? Now, if it's to kill the wolf that's eating all your sheep, but still meant to kill, meant to be a deterrent, right? Like everybody talks about the nuclear deterrent, right? But we had to drop 2 nuclear bombs and kill hundreds of thousands, millions of people in order to prove that that was the biggest gun on the block. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is you think that your AR-15 matters? Or shotgun or handgun? You think any of that matters? It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter if you're the toughest dude on the block. If you don't have an RQ-9 Reaper drone, you ain't shit. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? I don't know why there's even a conversation about that, but somebody else is laughing at you from 200 miles away as they push the button and then blow you to smithereens. Like, you still have to get close to shoot people? How primitive. Boop. And then boom, Detroit's gone. You know what else I learned about? People don't know that Detroit is a border town. Border town. But you don't ever hear about border problems, do you? No. Because all the illegals crossing there are Canadian. And so they just let that go, eh? We talked about the illegal Canadians before, because in Palm Springs growing up, tons of them. Tons of illegal Canadians. Way more than the illegal Mexicans, because the illegal Mexicans get caught. Or they leave, or they go do something else. But the illegal Canadians, everywhere. And nobody gives a shit. Because they're, why? Because they're white? They're taking your job too, bro. They're taking your job. All right. My point is, most people don't know that Detroit, Michigan, and Windsor, Canada, that's the second busiest border crossing in America. Okay, number one, obviously Tijuana, San Diego. Number two, Detroit, Michigan. How many of you didn't know that Detroit is a border town? That's why there's so many problems, bro. That's why nobody wants to live there. Okay? You got these guys in the capital. You got potholes. You got a state-run liquor board. State-run liquor board. Dude, the bottle of booze we sell here in California, let's say the bottle of booze costs $30, which means generally on your shelf you'll sell it for $40. You know, you make $10 a bottle. Everybody's making it happy, right? And the same bottle in Detroit was costing $66. Because I had to go to Detroit and sell that shit. That's how I know about Detroit. And what else about Detroit? Lots of Christian Iraqis that you might not know about. I forget the term. I do forget the term. I'm so sorry. But those guys are awesome, man. They're like talking about how Saddam Hussein, like, oh, we came over before Saddam took power, and they all live in Detroit and San Diego. And dude, the sweetest people I've met. I like Detroit a lot. I did make the mistake though of going to a comedy club. That was in the wrong neighborhood, and the dude at the door was like, "Wait, you here alone?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You don't know nobody?" And I go, "No." He goes, "No, man, just go home." And I was like, "Oh, but I'm staying in a hotel." He goes, "Even better." And it's just like, I mean, it was like 2 seconds of his time, but for me, I was like, "Oh." I go, "But I'm nice." He's like, "It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. Just bounce." And that's what Detroit is. A lot of Canadians, a lot of Timmy Hortons, a lot of drive-through, a lot of snow. Also, you know, I lived in Michigan when I was a small child, but you still remember those things. You remember things like the woods. And you remember things like there's deer everywhere. There is roadkill everywhere. There is snow. Dude, I got snow. We had some of the worst blizzards. I lived in the UP of Michigan, right on the border of Wisconsin and Michigan. Whoa! Definitely the wrong place to raise a child with bikers. All right. That's all I got. What was my point before I got off on this ridiculous tangent? And I don't know if anybody will make it to the end of this video today. But I hope so, man, because I love you guys. I love getting the love. But, you know, sometimes I just get angry. Ah! Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll talk about something uplifting. Uplifting. I wanted to bring it back because why do these guys get to bypass law and order, right? The gun law comes from the Constitution, but they don't believe in the rest of the Constitution. They just believe in the parts they want to believe in. That sounds like a lot of the way a lot of people treat the Bible. You know, oh, you believe in this, you believe in that. I'll give you an example. You know that passage that says, men shall not lie with boys, and this is a sin, and that's a sin, and it's all a sin. And people get that tattooed on their arm a lot. But the next verse after that says also, if you get a tattoo, same fate. You know, if you wear 2 kinds of cloth, same fate. There's like 28 things you can get killed for. Sleeping with a man or a boy is just one of them. You know, looking at somebody else's wife in lust, dead. That's harsh, bro. That's that same principle Mike Pence lives by. You know. Mike Pence went to the factory. Where did he go? He went to the Mayo Clinic. Mike Pence goes to the Mayo Clinic, doesn't wear a mask. Everybody knows you're supposed to wear a mask. He flaunts the rules. I don't have to wear a mask. I get tested all the time. Okay? That's what he tells us. Then his wife goes on and says, oh, he didn't know that you had to wear a mask. He's the sweetest man, and he'll do anything to protect the people. He didn't know. Once again, and you're going to hear this a lot, ignorance versus strength. Right? Oh, are you ignorant or are you evil? Are you doing this on purpose, or are you ignorant? Is it this, or is it that? You know, we can handle when a person drives through the front of a store, if it's an old lady who mistook the brake for the accelerator, but not if it's an ex-boyfriend trying to kill his cashier girlfriend. Even though the damage is the same, we accept this story. We do not accept this story. That's what I'm talking about, right? Mike Pence went in with this story. Bro, to wear a mask is to let people know you're pussy. Trump said don't wear the mask. You're weak if you wear the mask. Okay? That's why these Michigan protesters don't wear the mask. That's why they want to open the thing up, because you're weak if you stay home to a, once again, contagious disease with no contagious virus with no cure. Okay? If you stay home because of that, you're a pussy. If you wear a mask, you're a pussy. That's why Trump doesn't wear the mask. That's why Pence doesn't wear the mask. Then his wife says, he didn't know you're supposed to wear the mask, or he would have worn the mask. And now they're threatening a lawsuit against one, like, Trump-based reporter who loves those guys and who just, like, he tweeted it out, but it's in the video. He walks right past the sign that says everybody must have a mask on. In the video, they talk about everybody should have a mask on. Why are they? So they're like scapegoating. That's the stuff that makes me angry. Look, you know my show. You know we're not about politics here. We might be talking about a Tribe Called Quest tomorrow for an hour. I don't know. But today, this is what makes me angry. And I got nobody to talk to, man. I got no guests. I guarantee you this, for those of you who are still listening. When this comes back, and I have the opportunity to have somebody on my show or to go to a real studio or to really do this, I'm going to do it. You know, I want to talk to people. I want to find out what the hell you're thinking. And let's share that, okay? Because all this stuff that's before, all this pre-written and point talking and scoring and all of that kind of bullshit dialogue, it's really come stale, hasn't it? Isn't it become a little stale? I think so. Says the millionth white dude, goatee, glasses, hat, YouTube blogger that started since this COVID thing. But my point is, do you remember when Jon Stewart went on Crossfire? You remember when Jon Stewart... Because Crossfire is a perfect example. That was the type of show that told us, this party says this thing, this party says this thing, the same thing happens, and we both think, right? Lady drives through the front of the store. These guys say it was an old lady who mistook her brake for her gas. These guys say that same old lady was trying to kill her ex-girlfriend behind the counter. That's what I'm saying. The incident happens here. And then these guys put their spin on it, the Republicans, and then these guys, the Democrats, got to put their spin. And that's politics in America, baby. And if you think it's not, I haven't seen any, I just personally haven't seen any evidence, and believe me, I've been looking. Believe me, I've been a registered Democrat, registered Republican, registered Libertarian, because I'm a moron. And I'm sorry about that. But now I'm an independent because I can't stand any of the parties. They all got something to say. And even right now, we're going to end on that. Let's just end with some healthy... And there is one thing I wanted to talk about very quick before we go and make this show too long. Amoeba Music in Hollywood is closing down. And that is like my favorite place to shop. When I come to LA, 2006, 2007, right in there, end of 2006, full-time, that was the place. Man, we saw so many shows, met so many people, had so many good times at Amoeba Music right there. We would walk there from our apartment in Hollywood. And they just announced that they're not going to be renewing their lease and that they're going to shut down. That store will not reopen. They'll reopen a smaller store and continue on. But it was truly a really good like throwback to an era before that with the Tower Records and all that stuff. But I just wanted to mention that real quick. You know what? Maybe we'll save this Biden stuff for... No, let's talk about it now. What are you, crazy? What else will you be doing today? What else would I be doing today? I got a comedy show tonight. I got a comedy show tomorrow. But... And all my comedy is not about politics, despite... whatever the hell I'm saying. So Joe Biden went on television this morning to address the Tara Reid allegations. Not Tara Reid, the actress who was in Big Lebowski, among other movies, but Tara Reid, the woman who used to work for him, who claims that he put her up against the wall, used his fingers to reach into her. Okay? I don't need to get any more graphic than that. Okay? Okay. So now we know what's... This wasn't just like he patted me on the butt or anything. This is like he reached up my skirt and did some naughty. That's a serious allegation that needs to be investigated. Now, my question is, how often are you going to do this? right? Because the enemy's going to throw a million people at you that all say it, you know, just so that it takes 2 weeks per person, and therefore we've stalled you enough, and now we missed it. You know, you understand how politics works, right? But isn't it bullshit that when Miss Ford came out and told her thing about Kavanaugh, everybody was like, you need to believe this woman. And Kavanaugh's like, it didn't happen. And you know what I mean? And everybody was doing their thing. And now the exact same scenarios going on. Now it's a little bit different because Kavanaugh is a fuck up, as he's admitted to. You know, he likes beer, and he likes to party down, and he likes to throw parties and invite girls over with the purpose of getting laid. Like he's admitted it. That's what he does. Now Biden, on the other hand, is a beacon of believe the women and do this. Isn't it bizarre that instantly he's just like, throw this bitch away? Like it just seems weird. You know what though? Once Hillary said she was for Biden, I kind of knew that it was over for him. Right? Like, then this comes out, then something else is going to come out. And nobody cared when he was Obama's vice president. She didn't think it was important then at all. But then this chick was a Crazy Bernie supporter. Now I love Crazy Bernie. I call him Crazy Bernie because he wants to help the people. And that's what makes him crazy to the American people. But he is an honest candidate. But some people are putting it out like, oh, she just loves her candidate and she wants this, and she's just trying. Those are all the smear campaigns that are out. But don't you agree, beacons of justice, Democratic Party, that you should at least look at it? No? Nobody wants to look at nothing? Okay. Is it a big scam job to take out Joe Biden since he represents the good of America? I don't know. Or does it even matter anymore? Is it just this more that gets scraped into this giant hole that'll never be filled? It's an endless hole of women and men and people that have had to suffer and lose so that politicians can gain. Okay, how many people have had to eat it personally, professionally, criminally? Okay, right now Roger Stone is sitting in jail hoping to get a pardon because he thinks he's been wrong. Everybody that's sitting in jail thinks they've been wronged. Every victim thinks they've been wronged. Every person thinks they've been wronged. Everybody has been wronged. I don't know what this is leading to. I guess it's leading to, Joe, I watched this whole thing today and this chick Mika was just like, her voice was trembling. What do you say to the people that say, you say believe all women, and then we say believe you should believe this woman? And he goes, then do the investigation. And then she goes, but what do you say to women that say you believed him and then you should believe a woman? And he goes, open the investigation. And then she asked him like a third time. I don't know why it just struck me as wrong. Because there it is. There it is, y'all. A chance to... We have a chance, man. We have a, once again, uncurable virus. It's transmittable. Okay? We have a chance to be so much better. And yet we just are instantly drawn back into the same political traps, humanoid traps, reality TV traps, junk food traps. Everything's a trap to kill us, and we fall for it all. I mean, now what do we got to vote for? You know, Trump's got about 12 sexual harassment allegations, and a couple are pretty naughty. And then Biden's got the one, right? Do all the Trump ones get investigated? Sometimes. Do the people care what that investigation led to? Sometimes. Same thing with Biden. I saw a woman online quote, and she wrote, like, I don't care if Biden ripped 100 women. I would vote for him before Trump. And I thought, well, that's the problem right there, isn't it? Isn't it? Because I don't like our president currently, because he's not leading, he's not giving the people a sense of hope. He's giving 15% of America a slice of hope, and that's not enough hope. I don't want to use the word hope. Hope, because those are Obama words. Obama gave about 50% of America hope. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about that percentage of America that believes you. But dude, there's no credibility here. With the this and the this, and then now Biden's going to... Where are we going to end up? Who knows? Who knows? But I promise I'm going to end it here soon. I'll have enough for tomorrow's show, apparently. That's what we got, y'all. It's Big Friday. Do yourself a favor. Do something fun today. Okay? Don't listen to me anymore. Jesus Christ. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks.